Hello, everyone. Welcome to LOCKBEARD Random Live, number 74, The Spice. It's June 7th, 2022. Wasn't planning on doing a live tonight. That's what random lives are. And someone, well, I guess I brought up the subject of Dune. I don't know if y'all follow that kind of stuff. Some of you do. Mark Dobbins here. Welcome. Standing by, he says. Danny Stanton says, greeting from South Carolina. Greetings. Thank you for coming. There's Mr. Lee. Welcome. Patty Troy. Grasshopper says, what? I'm not sure what he means here. Welcome. Judy says hello. Welcome. Batmom's here. I heard they have free donuts here. Oh, there's no donuts here. Sorry. But I don't know. Maybe Mr. Lee brought the donuts. I don't know. Michael's here. Welcome. Raptor, welcome. And coffee. He wants coffee. Yeah, I don't got any coffee either. Sorry. Let's see who else is here. Neon Moon's here. Welcome. Chessboard. Very early, huh? All right, man. Well, thanks for dropping in. Where am I? I'm in a hotel room again. Yep. I don't know how I'm going to get comfortable in such a strange place. But here I am. I don't know if I want all this light or not. Oh, geez. That's out of control. I guess I'll endure it. Yep. Just in a hotel, Mr. Lee. Yeah. Just not feeling all the light. But I guess I'll deal with it. Someone says, give me a creepy V for Vendetta. Creepy V for Vendetta look. The Howler's here. Welcome. Danny. Light a freaking candle or something. Well, hopefully I solved the lighting issue. Appears to be causing people distress. Grasshopper says, I got distracted from making dinner by the announcement audio for this. Announcement audio? Let's see here. So, I guess Nana Boss has gone to bed or something. I won't be able to do that until it gets maybe 6 inches long. It's just not long enough. Eventually, hopefully. So, let's play a movie trailer. Shall we?
Our planet Arrakis is so beautiful when the sun is low. Walking over the sands, you can see spice in the air. The outsiders ravage our lands in front of our eyes. to my people is all I've known. What's become of our world?
Oh boy.
Duncan, can I trust you with something?
Yes, always, you know that.
I've been having dreams about a girl on Arrakis. I don't know what it means.
Dreams make good stories. And everything important happens when we're awake. Yeah. Want some muscle?
Ready?
No.
We are House of Trading. There is no call we do not answer. There is no faith that we betray.
Smile, Gurney. Yeah, smile.
The Emperor asks us to bring peace to Arrakis. House of Trading, accept!
I know you. There's something awakening in my mind.
You need to face your fears.
Come with me.
I need to be ready. You've never met Arrakis before. They're not human, they're brutal.
Duke's son sees too much.
Just like you, kill them all. God, I have heaven.
Everything is guns off the ground! Go!
This is an extermination. They're picking my family off one by one.
Let's fight like demons.
Dad, what if I'm not the future of House Atreides?
A great man doesn't seek to lead. He's called to it. But if your answer is no, you'll still be the only thing I ever needed you to be. My son.
Finish me here. You protect Paul. Only together can we stand a chance.
It's time.
Well, where was I in the chat? That mom says, anyone know the girl Christina outside of YouTube? I asked in Moog's show, but no one responded. Yeah, I don't. I know she changed her name recently. Brather says, sorry about this. You might just start as well getting into character for Jack Sparrow and just make it real. Never know. Bunch of money. Sorry about this. You might just start as well getting into character for Jack Sparrow and just make it real. I'm not sure what you mean, Raptor. You're going to have to... you're going to have to... I don't know. We'll start with some punctuation. And some editing. Somebody help me with what exactly does he mean here? Because I don't know. Yep, Dune, Mr. Lee. So the thumbnail shows something that is one of my pet peeves about every attempt to put Dune on screen. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? You're safe. So she said, actually, I fell asleep. I tried to watch again the next day and fell asleep again. I have insomnia, peeps. Fell asleep watching what? You good? I hope you're good as well. Plus bad acting too. Bad acting in what? In the new Dune? Or what are you talking about, Mr. Lee? Raptor says that Neon, I am above ground. Thank you. Yeah, it's trying to grow. Dune. So I don't know. I'm trying to decipher what you mean here. So you're saying there's bad acting in the new Dune? See, I haven't seen this new one yet. I'm not sure I want to. Like, I've watched a lot of clips from it. I've watched spoiler reviews. So and I've read the book. I watched the David Lynch movie in '84, I think it was. Well, I've watched it many times since then. I've watched the Dune miniseries, the Sci-Fi Channel's Dune miniseries, a whole bunch of times. So it isn't like there's spoilers. There's no way there's going to be spoilers in it. And this is one of my gripes about what they're doing here. But first, let's go thumbnail. Still the thumbnail. What was in the thumbnail image? Raptor says, talk to text. It isn't that good. Start learning how to be Jack Sparrow so you can get into the movies. There is no way that the fans will ever accept anyone else to play Jack Sparrow but Johnny Depp. And now that he has slain the bed shitter, hopefully he can get on with his acting career. You fell asleep during this movie? You know why you fell asleep, Mr. Lee? It's because, let's just be real. If they want to make movies based on Dune, they need to come talk to me. The first thing is, okay, this movie is covering the first half of the novel. No. Look, Dune. Have you read Dune, Mr. Lee? Because the reality is people who haven't read the book, and hopefully more of the books. I haven't read all of the Dune novels, but the more of them to read, the more you understand how convoluted and multi-layered things are. There are too many things to introduce to the viewer. Like translating that novel into one or two movies, or even the miniseries, was not enough. Because the miniseries that Sci-Fi did was not bad. It wasn't too bad. It was way better than the Lynch movie. But it's just, there's just not enough time to properly present the story. So, I don't, and especially like you don't fully understand. Like, I mean, as a viewer, if you're just viewing the movie, you're probably, you're looking at, okay, like the Mentats. Do you understand why mentats even exists, right? You know, where's the computers? You know, there's reason for it. If you read the well, I mean, it's talked about here and there throughout the novels, but you especially see what happened. And it wasn't Frank Herbert that wrote the Butlerian Jihad novels, but it was his son and this other author. You know, based on his notes and all that. But there was three novels. They're prequel, and it happened, I think, roughly 10,000 years before the events in the Dune novel. And it's where artificial intelligence gets out of control, and there's a massive war. I've never read any science fiction or watched any science fiction movie or seen any science fiction TV show that has as much human death as the Dune prequel trilogy covering the Butlerian Jihad. And it's because it's just so big. There's so many worlds that have been occupied by humans at this point in history in this story. They're just so many. So when the war starts with the robots, with the AI, it gets crazy. But it's the reason why is because they had that issue that they made a law that they have this, you know, because all the religions have evolved over time, and so they got different words for them. Like you hear the word Bene Gesserit. Well, sounds like Jesuit, right? Well, there's a reason. But anyway, they have this text called the Orange Catholic Bible or something to that effect. I'm probably not saying it just right. But anyway, they have a rule in there. Basically says, "Thou shalt not make a machine in the image of a human mind," or something like that. No AI. There's just no computers, no AI whatsoever. They have an extreme this war left such a mark on all of humanity that they have a pretty extreme aversion to that kind of technology. So they went a different route. They developed this school of mentats where they train a human to be the computational device, right? So that's what Thufir Howard is. You may, Mr. Lee, you may remember Thufir was the one where his eyes went white when he was computing something for Duke Leto. Stranger Things season 4 is fantastic. He said Dune is rubbish. Yeah, again, clarify. Are you talking about just the new movie? Are you talking about the original novel? Or are you talking about the movie from 1984? I think it was in 1984. I'm not sure which one you're referring to. I think you're talking about the new movie, though. Yes, indeed. Top Gun, Project Vanity. I think Top Gun was pretty good, Mr. Lee. I thought they were going to turn it into a woke-tard extravaganza, but doesn't appear that they did that. It wasn't bad, I didn't think. Jimmy Rizzo, welcome. Mr. Lee says Tom Cruise Vanity Project gets in the so-called Bigfoot community big time. I can see it. Tom Cruise Vanity Project. What? not sure. Actually, I don't know exactly what you're talking about. As Jimmy Riso says, piss off. All right. Mr. Lee says the original is fantastic. Talking about the original movie, or are you talking about the novel? Are you talking about the book? I think the real question here is, are there Sasquatch on planet Arrakis? Icon says, well, for fuck's sakes, didn't get a notification for the stream either. Halito, Achaeos, and chat. I'll be working in the background, listening in, have computer work to do. So anyway, I guess I should get back to the thumbnail. The thumbnail, you see the little bowl of blue dust, Mr. Lee? Like from watching the movies, what color do you think spice is? And tell me, have you read the book? Have you read the book? Well, let's clarify that. Yeah, there's blue dust in the little bowl on the thumbnail. But if you watch these movies, they don't make the spice blue, because it's talked about having a cinnamon smell. That has been a curse upon this whole damn situation when it comes to the spice. I wish it had never been referred to as smelling like cinnamon. I wish that had never been part of the deal. Because people hear, oh, it smells like cinnamon. They're calling it spice. It must be this reddish brown color. No. Now, it's not really talked about the color, until later books, but it's blue. It's definitely blue. And at some point, the quote is, it's the deeper blue, the better the spice. And this makes more sense, since people who take a lot of spice, their eyes turn blue. The whites of their eye turns blue. "30 years ago, stoned out of your brain box. Of course you read it. Awesome. So you don't remember. Did you watch any, or did you read Dune Messiah, Children of Dune? Did you read, and there are several other books going forward. Then there's the prequel trilogy that happens, I think, is it 30 years earlier or something like that? The House Atreides, House Harkonnen, House Carino. And then the 10,000 years earlier, the Butlerian Jihad. Those three books were the Machine Crusade was one of them. Not recalling the names very well right now. Raptor says the 80s movie and the books were not all that great. Yeah. Well, yeah, that movie. I mean, again, the first problem is you cannot translate the book Dune into. You can't translate it on screen as just one movie. You just can't. You could, I don't know, there'd be a lot of work involved in trying to determine exactly how many movies would be ideal as far as a movie length situation. The miniseries was about an hour and a half, I think, for each segment. So it's about 4.5 hours, three segments. But that wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. There's just too much to really get people to understand what in the hell is going on. You know, because I think the part of the problem is people watch this stuff and they're like, what in the hell is going on here? They don't know because they haven't read the books and there's not enough information on screen. I mean, in this new movie, I guess they completely didn't even have the dinner scene from the book. The new Dune movie, the Dune novels icon, and the new Dune movie, the old Dune movie, the Dune miniseries on the Sci-Fi Channel in 2000. It came out December 2000. Raptor K says, Mr. No, they're talking about the movie Dune. Mr. Lee says, agree. Agree with what? I don't know what you agree with. We need more information, Mr. Lee. What do you agree with? So, you know, I have a lot of ideas, you know, about how to, because one of the problems is when people do try to take a story and split it up into multiple movies, is they kind of leave things too cliffhanger-ish. And I think that a skilled writer would be able to have a proper ending to each movie so that a person could watch. You need to make it to where a person can watch that movie and, you know, feel like they're, you know, don't not feel like the story is completed, right? You come to a proper conclusion. So, but I haven't seen this movie, so I don't know how they end it. You know, is it ended as a cliffhanger? Because it looks like it may very well have been. But yeah, the color of the spice. See, there was this whole thing going on about how this new movie, these new series of movies about Dune, were going to be more accurate according to the book. Well, they're not. That is absolutely not what's going on. I mean, one, if it was going to be more accurate, the spice should be colored blue. That's what the books say. It's very clear. The shit's blue. And they've gotten that wrong every time they've tried to put this on screen before. And they got it wrong now. Cheney is described as a redheaded girl. Well, they didn't even try there. Her dad is Liette. Well, they changed Liette into a female character. So, yeah, we're losing our accuracy. The Highlanders, they've changed the Highlanders. It's no longer a ship that folds space. It looks like it's a damn Stargate. You look through it and you see the planet, the other planet on the other side, as if it's a doorway to the other planet. That's not how that shit works in the Dune universe. More accurate? This is supposed to be more accurate to the book? Really? You guys are leaning hard away from accuracy. Who knows what I'm going to see if I watch this damn thing? Like, actually watch it all the way through. Icon says, I don't think we got the Sci-Fi Channel until about 2006. Really didn't watch it. The original movie is good stuff, though. Well, the Sci-Fi Channel was gone to complete shit, though. There was a time where I watched it all the time, but now, or in the last, I don't know, it's been a long time that they just completely crapped out the Sci-Fi Channel, just destroyed it. Cliff. Mr. Lee says cliffhangerish. Is that a real word, Lockbeard? I don't know. Blue told you, said Mr. Lee. Yeah, it says it's blue. There's multiple places in the books. I don't think in the Dune, the novel Dune, that it says specifically. Or Dune Messiah. I think it's the third book, Children of Dune, and then after that, where it's talked about being blue. And again, that makes sense for the eyes to change blue a lot better. There's the Sci-Fi Channel did that Dune miniseries in 2000, but they also did another miniseries called Children of Dune in 2003. And Children of Dune is based on the two books, Dune Messiah and Children of Dune. The guild navigator or ambassador or representative, whatever they call that guy, that it made it look a lot cooler in the Children of Doom miniseries. The navigator you see in the Dune miniseries looks horrible, looks like crap, and the guild navigator you see in the Dune movie from the 80s also look like crap. So I don't even know if they're going to show us. Did they show you the guild navigator in the new movie? There can be only one, but you will fall asleep. Blackbeard, says Mr. Lee. Maybe. Raptor says the books, if I'm not forgetting, the color of the spice was supposed to be red. No, the spice is specifically said to be blue in multiple locations. The movies portray it wrong, because I think it's because the spice is described as smelling like cinnamon. And so people think, oh, it smells like cinnamon. It's called spice. It must be reddish brown or red or whatever. It is not. It is specifically blue. Icon says, I think the pissed on the History Channel and AMC and TMC at about the same time. The only good viewing left was Cartoon Network for Adult Swim, and the Food TV and the Weather Channel even sucked. Mr. Lee says, blue, yes. You see blue in your dreams all the time. So I don't know. I mean, so I kind of want to go see the new Dune movie, but well, it's not even. I guess I don't know where I can see it at now, but I just know I'm going to be disappointed with it because Dune is one of those stories that I put a lot of thought into, and especially all these years, what we had, the adaptations we've had were the 80s Lynch movie and the Sci-Fi Channel's miniseries. And there was another one that almost happened but didn't, and I don't know if we're better off for that or not. But this book has to be dealt with appropriately. It's one of the greatest science fiction stories ever written. Unfortunately, most people can't sit and stomach reading it, I don't think. And even the books, like even the movies, I'm sorry, you watch the movies and you're like, what in the hell is going on? Like, there's just so much to for the viewer to learn and to truly understand what in the hell happens in these movies. It's just so deep. There's just so many layers to the situation. You're missing 90% of what the hell's going on. You really are. The movies just don't properly portray it. Mr. Lee says you can start doing reviews on movies. Well, I kind of have in the past, talking about various movies and TV shows. In a way, usually bitching about them. Mr. Lee says Top Gun, new movie rubbish, and so forth and so on. Well, I mean, I don't think it was rubbish. I think it was good. I mean, I thought they were gonna screw it up somehow. They were gonna find some way to screw it up, like they do with so many movies these days. So I think so. I think Top Gun may actually be a good sign. The fact that Top Gun that they did not jack that movie up, and Tom Cruise, his little talk to in the beginning, being thankful to the fans, is a totally different deal than what we've been seeing from other places where you had like, these yahoos in Star Wars, Disney, and even the MCU. I mean, they're talking shit on the fans, like y'all are a bunch of, ist and phobes, and they're like Taika Waititi, I think it was, it said he's gonna destroy like our how do you put it? Anyway, basically he's gonna tear down our modern myths, right? As Doomcock would put it. These are our modern myths. Myths and legends and our stories have been important to the human psyche for many, many thousands of years. Our mind evolved around the campfire telling stories. So when someone jacks with your stories and they tear down the heroes of the stories, they're engaged in a psychological attack upon you. Now, whether Hollywood fully understands that this is what's happening, what they're doing it. That's all I care about. That's why I started boycotting movies back in 2019, and because what I was seeing was a psychological attack on me and many, many millions of fans of these types of movies. So, but they're feeling it. They're feeling it. They want to make their money again, and the only way they're going to be able to do that is if they stop jacking around, stop trying to pull their agenda and screw up every story, start actually writing good stuff, because the writing is just horrible in a lot of this stuff. They're not even trying half time. I mean, that last Predator movie was a goddamn joke. They turned the Alien franchise into some crazy shit that don't even make sense anymore. It's just ridiculous. I mean, it really started in Alien Resurrection, right? That was just dumb. I mean, it's a cool watch, but it's dumb. It's a fucking dumb movie. Mr. Lee, you're gonna have to explain what in the fuck are you talking about? Vanity project. Like, fully explain what you're talking about. Because all I see is a sequel to Top Gun. That's all I see. And so you're gonna have to explain what Vanity Project means. Donald Fuller says, "What's up, Lockbeard?" Hey, what's up, Donald? Welcome. Troy's here. Welcome. Legends and myths are some people's history. Yeah. And sometimes it don't even matter. Sometimes it don't matter. If it inspires your young people to greatness and it teaches lessons, doesn't matter if it's true or not. If it helps your young people develop, doesn't matter if it's real, if it's true or not. But what does matter is if someone starts attacking it and tearing it down. Oh, this person is your hero, or we're going to show you why he's a piece of shit. Now we're turning him to a piece of shit. Donald says, Mr. Lee, you and me are starting our own podcast. Danny says, I don't have dreams, I have nightmares. That sucks. Mr. Lee says, Donald, I have zero time now, man. Donald says, Mr. Lee, bullshit, you're on here all the time. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, Top Gun, new movie, catch up, Earl. I'm just asking you to explain why. So you're calling Top Gun a vanity project. Why? I mean, I see Tom Cruise starring in the movie like he always does. Did you watch, Mr. Lee? It was cut. What was the other? I'm forgetting the actual name for it. It was Live, Die, Repeat, but it's called. It was actually, well, I think they called it that overseas somewhere. What it's called here was it? Jesus, why can't I remember the name of that right now? Mr. Lee, you're not explaining anything. Tom Cruise's why? Reptilian with exclamation marks. Tom Cruise telling you. There's no reptilians, Mr. Lee. There's no reptilians. You can relax. Reptilians is been a made up thing in science fiction for a long time. You had the old V TV series. You had the Oh, and Doctor Who, they had them. They were supposed to be like dinosaurs that evolved into something kind of like us for some reason. Doesn't make any sense. No explanation for it. There's no reason why they should have evolved into us. They could have evolved into something that was bigger than they were, smaller than they were, smarter or dumber, doesn't matter. Evolution doesn't mean you get smarter over time and that's what happens. That's not how it works. This whole concept, people do not look. Most of these people out here have no idea how evolution actually works. Everything isn't evolving into something like us. That's not how it works. I mean, look, we got a billion different types of life forms on the planet, and they're all different shapes, sizes, intelligence levels, living in all kinds of different conditions because all the niches need to be filled, right? There's got every place there's a niche, something evolves to fit that niche. Evolution isn't just a steady progress towards intelligent life. That's not how it works. If you're lucky, intelligent life might spit out if the right circumstances are in place. But we could have easily not evolved to be intelligent. We were just very fucking lucky. But this whole idea that some dinosaurs evolved to be shaped almost exactly like us and to be as smart as us, it's just a ridiculous concept. It don't make any damn sense. Now, that being said, yeah, I've kind of brainstormed some ideas to write for a sci-fi story that would explain reptilians perfectly. But in reality, that shit didn't happen. Let's just be real. This whole thing is just crazy. Icon says the first Top Gun was a vanity flick designed to give the girls wet crotch. It probably succeeded. Mr. Lee says the Queen. The Queen is not a reptilian. Doctor Who, 2 hearts, says Mr. Lee. Yeah, Doctor Who had the Solarians, I think they called them. Star Trek Voyager had the episode. They called them the Voth, and they were evolved. They were they were supposed to be evolved from hadrosaurs. So supposedly hadrosaurs evolved into intelligent beings that were shaped basically humanoid, except they had a crust on their head and reptilian skin and all this nonsense. Not an original idea at all. Star Trek Voyager, whoever wrote that episode, lame. But I mean, I thought it was kind of a neat episode, though. Danny says the Queen is a 100-year-old lizard. Oh my gosh, has Danny been infected with this too? Did they get to you, Danny? Donald says, is the new Top Gun the same storyline? Well, as you can imagine, it's going to be about a lot of the similar stuff because it's a sequel, right? It's got to be. It's got to be about Top Gun. It's going to, it can be a continuation of Maverick's story. So yeah. I mean, but it's a good movie. I think. Some other people say it's good too. So, all I can tell you is maybe check out the trailers and, maybe you maybe it's worth it to you to go see it. Mr. Lee says, all these cryptids coming out now. The veil is open, apparently. Full-on cryptid war soon, apparently. Who's saying this stuff? What cryptids? The veil is open, apparently. What scientific data proves this? All these claims of this stuff. And you see this every so often. Like the veil is getting thin. People have said this off and on for years. It's kind of like predictions of the apocalypse. Every couple of years, somebody's like, "Oh, the world's going to end. The world's going to end." It's predicted by this Nostradamus, the Mayan calendar, or even predictions out of the Bible. People predict the end of the world all the time, and every single time, without fail, it didn't happen. Every single time. You would think at some point people would just stop listening to all the doomsday predictions, because they always don't happen. But people, they just fall in. They fall in every single time. The government, the media, or some yahoo just starts saying, "Oh shit, this shit's coming down," and hey, this shit may come down one of these days. But show me these cryptids. We haven't even proved Sasquatch. Okay. Dogman looks like a completely ridiculous claim. Completely ridiculous. There are so many reasons why that is an unbelievable claim that people say, "Oh, I saw Dogman." No, you probably misidentified something else. You didn't see a goddamn Dogman. And people say, "Oh, but the Egyptians had this jackal-headed thing." Dude, stop it. Stop it. Just stop it. Anyway, but I've heard people saying every so often over the years, decades, the veil's getting thin. Stuff's going to happen. The veil's getting thin. This happens all the time. And I'm like, for one, hey, show me this fucking veil you're talking about. What goddamn veil? What scientific data can you give me that shows me that this veil even exists, let alone that it's getting thinner at any point? But you know what? Nothing ever goddamn happens. It's always bullshit. It's just people spouting nonsense. And until they can prove anything, it's nonsense again. So whoever's out there saying, "Oh, the veil's getting thin," and who told you this cryptid war stuff? The only war that's coming down is a cryptid community war. And the bullshitters, you're going to get your asses handed to you, bullshitters. People are starting to listen and understand that there are all these bullshitters out there, and it's just out of control. Mr. Lee says, "Hit it for Lockbeard, Quince." Thank you, Mr. Lee. Donald says, "Lockbeard, I watched Pat's show. I think he's butthurt he ain't the guy out there with..." Well, he probably is jelly. I don't know if I want to get into all that shit tonight. But look, we know they're out there pretty much, right? 99% sure they're out there. And if they're out there, the government is hiding the fact that they're out there. No. What their reason is the whole, another discussion. But if they're hiding the fact that they're out there, I have no doubt that the government is able to track down every single clan or tribe of these forest people and enforces their will on them. It's that they've gone out and said, "Hey, look, if you get seen, we're going to come out here and exterminate your entire clan." I wouldn't put it past our government to do that, to make that threat and actually do it. So you better not be seen. Now, of course, the Sasquatch people, they don't want to be seen anyway, but it's a little extra motivation. You say, you got to deal with us. We'll tell you what to watch out for. So I have no doubt that the government is engaged in these activities. There's no proof of it. I'm just saying the government wants this hidden for some reason. Otherwise, they would tell us they're there, right? Why hide this? This don't make any sense unless there's some reason they have some reason to hide it. So if they want to hide it bad enough that they're probably not saying this right. They want it hidden. So who knows to what lengths they'll go to make sure that it stays hidden. That could include they have people that make contact with these tribal groups of Sasquatch people every so often, say, look, this is the kind of technology that's out there. This is the shit you can't get seen by. You see these drones in the sky, you go dive in the river. You get your ass out of Dodge. We've banned these drones in some of these forests, but if someone still comes out with them, or you're in an area that isn't in a banned zone, a no-fly zone for drones, you take your ass, you jump in the river. And then you hide up underneath the bank somewhere where there's an undercut until the drone activity stops. Or swim out. Or hide in a cave. Or whatever it takes to be not seen by these drones. These forest people are almost certainly smart enough to understand these things and hide perfectly fine. I think this drone issue, this drone is too little, too late. If someone had jumped on it, like as soon as they could, as soon as the technology came out, maybe. And they may still get to jump on them because people get to jump on them every so often, right? But that's part of it. That they probably are briefed on these drones and the capabilities of the drones, and that they need to hide from them and how they can hide from them. But there's more, right? Because the government knows everything you buy, so they know he bought it. He's been on these shows talking about it. So it's documented here. They're probably monitoring these shows to some extent. So they know he's got a drone. They know what he intends to do with it. And now they just got to keep an eye on him and see where he goes with it. And if they know where he's going, they can go out there and clear the forest out. They can go out there and clear it out. They'll do whatever they want to hide something. They'll do whatever they need to do to make it stay hidden. Dan got infected. Raptor says, "Hey, Dan, I watched the show earlier tonight. I agree." Danny says, "I watched 25 hours of David Eck. I'm fucked. Lizard people are real, like in the miniseries." Oh man, you don't want to watch David Icke, man. Look, he there's some things he talks about that's legit. But then he starts talking about lizard people. One piece of evidence, one actual piece of evidence, and maybe we can talk. Because, like I said, I think I could write a science fiction story that gives a plausible scenario for how these reptilians could exist. It's rubbish, you're telling me? Lockbeard on a roll. Dune. It happens though, Lockbeard, telling you, man. What happens? What happens? Like, state specifically when you say stuff like that, like say what? Don't just say it happens. Like, say what you're talking about. Because by the time I get to it, I've talked about 3 different things, so I don't know what you're referring to. Say exactly what you're referring to. Danny says, another prophet of the disaster says the ship is lost. Give me a break. Another prophet of the disaster. I assume that's what that means. Icon says, you'd think it would be their careers after the Air Force when they get jobs at American Airlines and start bras in the cocktail lounge. Bye bye black sheep style. Teeth flying everywhere. Miss Lee says, I think I've seen weird shit I can't explain though. Well, I mean, look, Mr. Lee, I don't know exactly what you're talking about. Go on Mogs and talk about it. Go on as a guest one night and just do it, man. Like, you're saying you see this weird shit. Well, you got to tell us what you saw. You know, like, you sent those pictures, but those pictures, you know, they don't show a lot. You know, they show something, but it's nothing. It's not spectacular evidence. You know, at all. Other than there's a UFO or something there. But say, like, come on camera on Moog's show over there and tell what the stuff you've seen that's weird. But because I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about ghosts. Have you seen reptilians? Have you seen Bigfoot? Have you seen Dogman? I don't know what weird shit means. I see a lot of weird shit walking out of Walmart. They're all human beings, but they're weird motherfuckers. Donald says, I was going to help Pat with the drone if he could have answered my question the way I wanted it answered, but he just pulled the link crap with me. Like, monetarily, you wanted to help with the drone? Get into it. Well, I was going to talk about Dune tonight. They know it. Danny says, I think Lockbeard's butt hurt somebody not saying no name. I asked why he turned the comments off on his channel. The beard attacked. Huh? What are you talking about? I think Lockbeard butt hurt somebody not saying no name. I asked why he turned the comments off on his channel. The beard attacked. Who was that? Like, I had a response. All I said was, like, he can't withstand the scrutiny. Who was that? I don't even remember now. Because the peeps will be scared. Raptor says, I think the government knows about them and they're keeping people quiet about it because they will go out and shoot them to try and get a bunch of money. There's only a number of them left. I don't think that's I don't think that's a reason at all, Raptor. I don't think our government gives a flying fuck about these forest people. I think that there is some other reason that they don't want them discovered. But maybe multiple reasons. I mean, think about it. If you have a race of people living in the woods, they're already extremely reclusive, so they pretty much hide themselves for the most part. you're capable, if you're the government and you're able to go out and nab these people anytime you want because you got the technology, you got the resources, right? And use them for illegal human experimentation. They would not want to give up a source of humans to conduct experiments on, because look, there's some experimentation you cannot do on humans, and it sucks in a way, because there's just the only way to determine certain things is by doing the experiments on humans. If you go over and watch is a carnivore guy named Bart K. He talks about this because people talk about what humans, experiments, concerning what humans can eat. And Bart K always points out, that you can't give him an experiment that proves certain dietary claims, because those kind of experiments would be illegal. Well, if the government's using Sasquatch people for illegal human experimentation, they damn sure want to keep that hidden, the fact that they're doing it, but also to protect their resource of human test subjects. And that's just one possibility of why they would want to hide the existence of the Sasquatch people. And if people doubt that they would do this, look at some not too far back in our history. The government used to experiment on black people. They don't give a fuck, dude. They're evil, scumbag, trash, occupying. They are not the legitimate government, period. They are not. If you brought the founding fathers back today, they'd be like, yeah, these assholes, this isn't what we created. These are some leeches, parasitic assholes, scumbags. They're not the legit government of this land at all. Should have told us from the beginning. Should have told you what? Raptor, how do you know that? Drones, rubbish ideas, just saying, waste of money, man. Yeah, I think so. I think it will, if it hasn't have any success, it'd be very limited. It's possible. I mean, I'm glad somebody's doing it. Somebody's got the money to do it, because at least we'll get some kind of information. If nothing else, knowledge that finding Sasquatch with a drone is not going to be a piece of cake. Interesting theory. That shit expensive. Raptor says at 3 PO you would go out and there and found out there was proof of Bigfoot and try to kill one for the money. Shoot, no one should try to kill him. Uncle Bone says, hi, I'm late, Lockbeard. That's cool, man. No big deal. Welcome. Donald says, Danny, like to know who. Common sense. Initially says, David talks sense sometimes. When he said he was the son of Jesus Christ, I'm not buying it, man. Yeah, it's kind of a whack job, dude. Danny says Lee is a pussy. He won't go on shows. Yep. He needs to go. Like, he keeps saying he's seen stuff. Well, tell us, dude. Come on camera and tell us. Uncle Bone says, Donald Fuller, when do you sleep? Says, when I notice Lockbeard's on, I stay up, Uncle Bones. I is me, Lockbeard. I'm real. What? Gosh, hearing this ringing. Uncle Bones says, Donald Fuller, he was not going to answer you. What the fuck? he was not going to answer him. Yeah, because didn't, like, was it Mogs? He put it on the screen or whatever. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard looks like he's in a Japanese massage parlor. Just saying, who, me? No, this is just the headboard of this bed. Kind of goofy looking thing. Next stop, Taiwan. Don Fuller says, yes, Lockbeard, all he had to do was basically show me a plan that involves his 5 points, a viable area, and nothing to do with Patrick Vaughn, and I would have made the purchase. Do not care about the people. No, they don't. Danny says, me, Locke, and Polly. Mr. Lee says, refs are crazy. I never cared for money. I don't mind. Uncle Bone says, Donald Flora, I told him we would pay for shit. He don't want it because he would need to produce. Oh, I mean, it definitely would put some pressure on him, but I don't think it's going to work. Look, whatever, people are seriously underestimating the Force people. Seriously. Like I said, I've tried to describe, like what I see in the morphology from what looks like legit descriptions from the people that aren't making the most ridiculous claims. Steer clear of that. No cloaking, no telepathy. Pretty, basic, mundane, reasonable accounts like Jay Fritz and Satch. But also, the Patty film. I'm finding a hard time believing that's faked. And what I see in that picture is definitely human. And it is going to be very intelligent, maybe even more intelligent than us. Mr. Lee says, hit it for Lockbeard. Yeah. Do that. Do it. Do it. See what else I got here for the hold on a second. Here's the 1984 trailer.
A beginning is a very delicate time. Know then that it is the year 10,191.
All right. That date is AG, after the formation of the guild. I can't remember. I think because which the guild formation happened somewhere, something like 10,000 years like from now. So it's really 20,000 years in the future. So it's kind of if you don't understand what their time scale is, they're operating on a whole new numbering. They're not operating off of our numbering. This isn't 10,000. Like, this isn't 8,000 years from now. This is 20,000 years from now.
In this time, the most precious substance in the universe is the spice melange. The spice extends life. The spice exists on only one planet in the entire universe. The planet is Arrakis, also known as June.
You are about to enter a world where the unexpected. Many dangers exist on Arrakis. The unknown and incredible secrets that are kept on this planet. And the unbelievable beasts. I see two great houses. Where kingdoms are built on earth and and skies are filled with fire.
The prophecy which will cleanse the universe and bring us out of darkness.
When a warrior is called upon to free his people, a world that battles for creation's greatest treasure. And greatest terrors. A world with mighty resistance outside. And systematic destruction of life on Arrakis. The man. And the magical.
Father, the sleeper has awakened!
Will have their final battle.
Long live the fighters!
Not show the slightest. It is he, Alexei.
Emperor, we come for you!
A spectacular journey through the wonders of space and the mysteries of time. From the boundaries of the incredible to the borders of the impossible. Now, from Herbert's to Unfounded, talked about, and journeys with beauties comes to the screen. Endless distance. Doom, a world beyond your experience, beyond your imagination.
Yep. Special effects were not great back then. This release is Lockbeard. Everyone out here there though bothering Sasquatch, leave Sasquatch alone. Cons sees Mr. No saying hello to some folks. Donald says, Uncle Bones, it would have been on loan. He wouldn't have been keeping it. Raptor says at 3PO, it's not all about the money, but if somebody actually captured one on film and proved that it was real, then there will be a problem. Yeah, just Mr. Lee says Raptor crazy, no shit. He cannot produce and he knows it. Take that to the bank. He cannot produce and he knows it. Take that to the bank. I don't know. I think he actually believes that that he could possibly succeed with a thermal drone. But he's got to have some doubts. I mean, I would think he's got to have some doubts because, you know, like I do. I mean, I don't think it's going to be near as successful as some may think. I think that Sasquatch is being way underestimated, and yeah, and the government's involvement, I think, is being way underestimated. Like, I don't think people are considering that the government almost certainly has made contact with every single tribe of forest people out there. In order to cover this up, they got to have a team of guys that they specialize in talking to these people and making sure that these people stay safe. And maybe they play it cool. They say, hey, look, we know you want to stay hidden. We want to help you stay hidden. And maybe they aren't telling the forest people why the government wants them hidden, that they actually have evil intent as far as in regards to us out here. They may not have any direct evil intent towards the forest people, but knowing our government, they probably do. They probably do have some evil intent towards them. Liquor is more important. The best, not new though. Is that what are you saying? Uncle Bone says Donald Fuller, yes, and chain smoking. Icon says there have been a couple of good write-ups about the original Dune in American Cinematographer magazine pertaining to the filming of and some of the effects over the years. Donald says I never saw that. You never saw this movie, this Dune movie? Raptor says, Lockbird, go back to the original movie and show me where the spice was blue and not their eyes. Raptor, listen. The movie is wrong. That's what I'm saying. The movies keep showing the spice to be like a reddish or rusty color. But the movies are not, they're wrong. They're based on the book. This is Dune comes from a book, a series of books. And in the books, spice is blue. So whoever made this movie and the new movie and the miniseries, I don't know if they didn't read the damn books or what. Or if they're just hacks. So it's a dead giveaway. They're hacks. Not one of them has depicted Cheney with red hair or that the spice is blue. Books. This is based on the book. And then the book is canon, right? The book is what's supposed to be. The spice is supposed to be blue. These assholes fucked it up. There's numerous quotes in the books that you can find somewhere. I don't know. Or go get the damn book. Have you read the books, Raptor? Have you read the books? I mean, I haven't read all of them, but I've read some of them. And read the original Dune novel, of course. But spice is blue. It's not supposed to be red. Mr. Lee says, Donald, I'm going to eat 4 eggs, bacon, and avocado in about 1 hour. Nasty avocado. Counting sheep in 1 hour. Yeah. They haven't been doing it right. I don't know. Some people feel that the new movie does it right, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Never seen the Dune movie. Well, it almost hate for someone to see the 1984 Dune movie because it is so badly done. They made the Baron Harkonnen so damn gross. Yeah, in the miniseries, he's like a very obese fella, and he has to use a suspensor harness, like where that makes him float. And of course, you don't know why he's like that, right? But it has to do with him pissing off the Bene Gesserit. But he's a very bad guy. And then, like in the miniseries, you start to see where he takes, sexual advantage of boys, and so fantastic. Mr. Lee says the original movie was fantastic. It was okay. I mean, there was just so many things that were so damn cheesy about how they did it, and like having Earl in here narration bad almost 100% of the time. Narration, don't do that. Show don't tell. Show don't tell. I mean, ultimately, nobody, like, she tells you what year it is, but she don't tell you it's AG. I mean, it's after Guild, after the Guild was formed, and she don't even tell you that. She says the year 10,000, whatever year it is. So, but even if you did give the system is AG or AD or whatever it is, probably nobody gives a fuck. Sting, yeah, whatever. Sting. Well, I mean, there's no reason not to believe in him. I mean, he just honestly believes that this thermal drone technique is going to work. I mean, but let's just sit back and watch, right? Let's just watch and see what happens. Hey, it might work. I don't know. I mean, we could be way off base here. Maybe, maybe I'm giving Sasquatch too much credit. Maybe. But I expect that they will prove to be far more than we can imagine. Far more. Icon says Blade Runner was the same. Good, but cheesy. Donald says Uncle Bones, the crap he was pulling in Nikki's chat Sunday sealed it up for me. He's a goof. Trying to remember what it was. But yeah, he was yeah. I mean, I saw that. I don't think he is. I think he's trying. It's just, but he's going to do what he knows. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know the Patrick Vaughn thing, but he he was trying to play cool, I guess. I mean, I have no doubt that he was cringing about some aspects of Patrick Vaughn's story. No doubt that he's just just playing cool or whatever. He can, like, I can't speak to exactly what his thought process was there to let Patrick Vaughn be on the show so much. I mean, I'm just talking about this because I know you have an issue about that, but and in the end, I mean, he run him off. No doubt, I'm going to have folks show up over here who are trying to latch on to a channel that isn't putting up with any bullshit, and then hoping that they can suck some legitimacy, like Patrick Vaughn was doing with some of these channels, right? His story has problems. And he wants people to accept his story as he tells it. And he's got to come in and talk like he's logical. That he's being logical about the Sasquatch question. So, I don't know. We'll always have to watch out for them. People that are not legit, trying to latch on to channels that are trying to keep shit real, and it's just always going to be a problem. Raptor says, I read a lot of books and they were all blood red from people that were getting spice, not blue. That was in the 80s when the books came out. Read a lot of books and they were all blood red from the people that were getting spice, not blue. That was in the 80s when the books came out. Dude, these books didn't... Holy shit, dude. These books came out way before then. Whoever says when the original books came out in the 80s, it was blood. Okay, this is the same comment. The books did not come out in the 80s. Holy shit, dude. Mr. Lee says Blade Runner original, fantastic. Patrick Vaughn. Donald says Nikki is supposed to be his friend. He's talking shit about her show. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know, man. I don't know what was going on with him that night. Maybe he's drunk. Hold on a second. Mr. Lee says Patrick Vaughn and Mr. Pat friendship ruined. Do you reckon? It's awkward. Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully in the future, if someone shows up talking about a cloaking Sasquatch, he'll just shoo them away. I mean, there's people coming up in here and then they get mad and they stomp off, in a huff, because I'm not going to just believe some fantastic claims that have no evidence. No one's been able to prove any of this bullshit. And it don't even make sense. It's not plausible. You know, we don't see any other creature on the planet that cloaks, not in the way that they're describing, not in that way. We don't see anything that jumps through portals. We don't see any proof of the existence of portals just by themselves. But they're just not there. So whatever, you got to run them off. Uncle Bone says, Locksbeard, we have never. Huh? We have never got fucked up. And drones. Huh? I'm not sure. We have never got fucked up. And drones. Not sure. I'm not sure what you're saying there.
The planet Arrakis is so beautiful when the sun is low. Rolling over the sands, you can see spice in the air. At nightfall, the spice harvesters land. The outsiders race against time to avoid the heat of the day. They ravage our lands in front of our eyes. Their cruelty to my people is a life phenomenon. By controlling spice production, they became obscenely rich, richer than the Emperor himself.
Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, I know what you're saying, but I've seen weirdness, not able to explain. Well, what does weirdness mean, man? I don't know. Like I said, I see weird people come out of Walmart. That's weirdness. What kind of weirdness are you talking about? Uncle Don says, you're saying what? Well, I'm trying to understand what you said, Lockbeard, we have never got fucked up. And drones. What?
Why did the Emperor choose this path?
Usually, he says I tried to watch Dune, not good, just saying. Yeah. Well, I mean, it may not be. I mean, I don't know. All I know is I see some problems with this, with what I have seen, and the spoiler reviews, and like a whole bunch of clips from the movie. So I'm going to have a problem. I already have a problem with what they've done. They said they were going to do it more accurately to the book, and they they failed that and did some things less accurate with the book. So so they failed on that promise, failed miserably on that promise. How the hell this dude thinks that he can do a movie over the first half of the Book of Dune and not have the dinner scene? Like, what? You're not gonna have the dinner? That's just not working, dude. This is the Sci-Fi Channel's Dune miniseries, which appears to be on YouTube in full on the Oradreth Artaresto channel here. Yep. So I guess they're okay with having the full miniseries on YouTube. So that's cool. Walmartians, yeah. Mark Dama says, what do you mean? What just happened? I don't know what you're talking about. Looks like someone might have been trolling. I don't see any trolling. What are you talking about? Turn the sound off of that CD. Wow, later all. All right, Danny, see you later. Icon says he's sure good at getting his stream shut down. Good night, y'all. Copyright Smackdown. Did I get my copyright? Hold on a second. I mean, I seem to be fine. Uncle Bone says, thank you. He might come back. Fingers are swollen, just saying. You guys are saying I'm not on, but I'm showing that I'm on. So let me know if I'm still on. I'm still seeing myself as on. Raptor says, I don't hate Patrick Vaughn or Pat, but I don't believe half of what they're saying. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, the Bonnie Lass gone forever. The Bonnie Lass? Who's the Bonnie Lass? Who's the Bonnie Lass? I don't know what you're talking about. Yep, I guess I got knocked off for a second there and didn't realize it. I don't know what did it. Was it this video or was it the previous video? Because I don't know what did it. Like if it was the previous video, there shouldn't have been an issue. It's a trailer, and it's on YouTube. Somebody else has got it on YouTube, so I don't know how I can't show part of it as well. This too. This is on YouTube. This really says, I could eat salami now and Parma ham. Already then. Yeah, this here's the scene. This is the Reverend Mother Mohiam. And you know, I don't understand how she gets away with this. Like, how would the Duke allow this to happen to his son, you know, and not like fucking kill himself a Bene Gesserit witch? Because she almost kills him, or she may have, like, if he pulled his hand out of this box that causes a lot of pain, she will stab him with a needle that will kill him. How this is even allowed with him is just amazing. And eggs, Mr. Lee. It was a black screen that said stream not available. Yeah, I guess they took me down for a second. I just don't know what it was that they did that for. Just them being stupid. They jumped the gun too much. Too cool for YouTube. See ya. Well, Mr. Lee, I guess see you later. Donna Fuller says you were shut off for copyright on the second video. Yeah, I don't know how they could. You talking about the video right before this one? That was the new, had stuff from the new Dune movie, because they shouldn't have done a copyright on that. That's like trailers and shit. Fucking, they probably latched onto the music. They probably have an issue with the music. Raptor says it was probably an update for the Wi-Fi from wherever he's at. It will do that. Yeah, this is the scene where the Reverend Mother's talking to Jessica about they wanted her to have girls with the Duke, not boys, because the Bene Gesserit have been selectively breeding humanity for a long time. So specifically the royal houses, as well as themselves, trying to breed this all-powerful, godlike person. that they call the Kwisatz Haderach. But what was supposed to happen is Jessica was supposed to have a girl, and then the girl would be wed to the Harkonnen heir, and the Baron Harkonnen, the enemies of the Atreides, and then their child was supposed to possibly produce the Kwisatz Haderach. But Paul here was born because the Duke wanted a son, and Jessica gave him his son. So the Bene Gesserit are pissed off about that. They don't like that. And he turns out to be like more powerful. This scene here, Gurney Halleck tells him, because Paul says he's not in the mood for fighting, and Gurney Halleck tells him, it says, mood is a thing for cattle and women. Mood is not for fighting. And I guess in the new Dune movie, they didn't put that in there. And I'm like, come on, you were trying to make an adaptation and you want to leave out that cool stuff? They said they were supposed to be more accurate with the books, and they failed miserably. They've changed it. It's just whatever. So you're not sure? Second Dune video. Well, shoot. We've been on here almost 2 hours. Mr. Lee is telling me the Dune movie sucks, but Mr. Lee also says Top Gun sucks. And people like the tall ones disagrees. He thought it was a good movie. And a lot of other people said it's a good movie. And so I ended up going and seeing it, and I think it's a good movie. Donald says, well, I got to call it way past my bedtime, not Lockbeard in chat. Good night, Donald. I'm calling it 2 here in just a minute. Thanks for coming. So yeah, my biggest pet peeve with all of the attempts to adapt Dune to the screen, one of my biggest pet peeves is spice is colored deep blue. It's not orange, it's not red, it's deep blue. So this new guy, Villainous, whatever his weird name is, dude, you're fucking it up. You got the highliners wrong. You got the spice wrong. You got Liette wrong. You got Cheney wrong. Stop it.
Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Yep. Do that stuff.
You're not making any sense at all. I wish to return to our old ways.
That clip there, that is Stilgar in the Children of Dune miniseries. I think that particular version of Stilgar is my favorite. This new version they got, I like this one better than the new movie Stilgar.
I like to fuck my cat.
Yeah, poor kitty.
Good news, everyone!
Well, thank y'all for coming. I will see you probably Saturday.